Today we are sponsored by bees. Bees, sure, they fly, but are they afraid of heights? Does it make a difference to them whether they're 5 feet up, or 10 feet up, or 100 feet up? Or is it all just air to them? If you were to take a bunch of bees into a plane and let them out at 35,000 feet in the air, what would they think? Would they be nervous? Scared? Would they try to find the most competent bee and follow their lead? Or would they just find the tallest one? How does height factor into influence in bee social hierarchies? We'd love to find out, but the science isn't there yet. Today we are sponsored by the Constitution. Scholars maintain that ain't no rule that says the dog can't play basketball. The Constitution. Subscribe now to get access to the latest amendments. The Constitution. Use the code Waldo Constitution, that's the number 2, at checkout to get 2% off. Now on to our show. It's a big open space. There's lots of kids running around, a few families, a stroller here and there, sweating chaperones with their tongues hanging out, and throngs of class trips. They call it the Museum of Natural History, but we know what it really is. It's the Dinosaur Museum. Everyone wants the roaring thunder of these animals, and not the quiet marble halls filled with bones and children. This room has 2 large dinosaurs, a T-Rex and a Triceratops. As science has informed us, and also we just know because it makes sense, T-Rexes are boys and Triceratops are girls. They face each other across an aisle, looking at each other from empty eye holes. Still, there's a tension there, Waldo thinks. Waldo looks up. Waldo looks down, reads the plaques full of dino stats, heights, weights, things you'd feel weird about asking the dinosaur directly. But it occurs to Waldo that in these displays, there's very little there. These are fossils, recreations even. They're just bones. What was on top of these bones? Was their skin actually brown and green? How would we know? Maybe the dinosaurs were rainbow-colored, striped with polka dots, flannel patterned. We don't know what kind of fun, chunky bracelets the Triceratops had, what floral pashminas they donned. Were low-rise jeans in or out when these dinosaurs were alive? What did they sound like? They're just bones. We don't know their voices, how soft or supple their skin was. Maybe this dinosaur is older, approaching middle-aged. Sure, the bones of a strong, young dinosaur, but maybe with all the skin and stuff, it's got a belly, a full Teddy Graham Tyrannosaurus. They're just bones, Waldo thinks. He wonders if this T-Rex had ever gotten scared, self-conscious, maybe worried whether the younger dinosaurs thought he was wearing cool jeans. Of course, these were all things Waldo could relate to as he looked at these fragile bones. Bones that had grown, ached, maybe been in love. Maybe this dinosaur started dating a sophomore during his junior year. They started at his college's spring festival, which was a thin excuse to get drunk during the day. This led to them being together through his graduation, and being together as he moved back to his parents' house, 4 hours away, as she started her senior year. We'll be different than those couples who break up under these same circumstances they'd both say, citing the one couple they know that stayed together and not the many that didn't. The way he felt them drifting apart even during her move-in week. During the last week of September, he decided to take a bus ride up to surprise her at her dorm. Maybe she just needed a reminder of how it used to be. Spoiler alert. No, don't do this. He bought some pumpkins for them to carve. From the grocery store, juggling pumpkins into the cart, he called her roommate to see when his girlfriend would be back in the room for him to surprise her. The roommate said she'd call him back. And 2 minutes later, he got a phone call from his girlfriend. His girlfriend says, "I think we should take a break." He says 3 things in response. 1, "I don't think we should," as if consensus was needed. 2, "I took a bus here. I'm at the Stop and Shop 5 minutes from campus." 3, "I have pumpkins." Yes, pumpkins can make it all better. He guilted her into letting him still come over and stay the weekend. A very bad weekend. On the way to her dorm, he thought, "It's unlikely I'll save the relationship. I know that. And that's what makes me doing this whole thing more romantic." So the less romantic the situation was, he thought, wow, the gesture I'm making must be really romantic then. I'm really fighting for it. I'm pretty great. Also, he was out of school and he didn't have a job. He didn't have professors telling him what cool, interesting thoughts he had. Not anymore. None of that sweet external validation to take the edge off of living. All he had now was tasks, when spread out, could really occupy some time. If he needed to go to the post office and the gas station, well, he'd spread those out. Spread that ounce of purpose across 2 different days. Waldo looks at the Triceratops. They're just bones. The bones don't know about her perspective, that she just didn't want it anymore, and wait, why is that not a good enough reason? Mentally, it had been over for her for a few months, and pumpkin activities are fun, but not relationship-saving levels of fun. And that it's late September, it's too warm. Once you've carved 1 pumpkin in the season, any interest in it leaves you for 9 months. She carves this now, and say goodbye to enjoying carving again this October. Waldo lets his shoulders drop. They're just bones. We can't know all about their stories. It's ancient history. Everyone's forgotten about it. They don't think about it. They're over it. They don't make podcasts about it. They don't make podcasts about it. They don't make podcasts about it. This is about Waldo. Everyone look for Waldo. Stop looking at me. That's the guy, not me. Oh, look, hey, I found him. Let's make him feel weird. He should feel weird about who he is. Thanks, everyone, for all of the comments that you've all been leaving. I publish every single comment, regardless of what it says. That's not true. I thought that was true, and then someone used the N-word, and I thought, oh, I can't publish that one, so don't do that. But, other comments. Thanks.